bring out your Bible. It's our only authority. And whatever you need to use to write today, manual and electronic. And you need to pay very serious attention today. And if you are those who cannot handle the truth, then you are in the wrong meeting. Because we shall hammer the truth now. And it can hammer you in the head. Twa, 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 twa. But it shall set you free. Hallelujah. So welcome to the men and women's meeting. Meeting with the Holy Spirit. Part 2. Amen. I want to start with a very challenging matter. I didn't take last time. We are still dealing with honor. Honor is very fast. Honor is the basis of social integration, social harmony. If I honor you, you honor me, we shall have peace. But the day the equilibrium shifts and one side seems to be higher, there's trouble. So let's deal with something that has become so common in Namibia, especially in our church, amongst those who are believers. And we are dealing with the issues of marriage. I've heard this statement quite often, and it turns my stomach. I've heard many people say, Pastor, I don't know because my mother, my people, nobody told me, nobody mentored me about marriage, nobody taught me. Now the question is, if you do not know what qualifies you to marry, why should you marry out of ignorance? You don't know whether this mushroom kills. You don't know whether it is a safe mushroom. You want to try it. Will you try it? Will you try it? No, you will not try it. The same way you will try marriage without being knowledgeable about it. You know you will not eat a mushroom that could be poisonous until it is certified that it is safe. Isn't it so? But you don't think that it's also applicable to marriage. In human life, the ultimate for everybody, even those who say, well, I don't want to marry, yeah, they are just lying. In their mind, they love to marriage. Every human being wants to marry. Even those who say, I'm used to it, I've been single for 40 years. It doesn't change anything. They want to marry. It's inbuilt. It's from God. A man should leave his father and his mother and be joined with his wife. And the two shall be one. So, why is it that you don't know but you want to plunge? You see, we call it excuse. Excuse is evidence of refusal to change. The day you start giving excuse, it means you will not change. You are supporting, you are defending your weakness, your faults. You are defending the indefensible. You are defending your ignorance. And if you do that, the result is very clear. But let me warn you, God hates excuses. If you ever want to relate with God, don't try it. Don't ever try to do excuse with God. If you sin and you want to come to him, be clean. I sinned. In sin, my mother conceived me. Now, let me tell you something. If you remember this sentence, you will never give an excuse again in your life. Nobody ever became a champion by excuse. I never saw anybody in the Guinness Book of Records or anywhere that he became a champion because he knows how to give excuse. No. Excuse is for failures. Excuse is for rebels. Excuse is for those who don't want to change. Everybody who wants to change is teachable. They don't take excuse. They admit. They take responsibility. I don't know. I need to know. I'm sorry I messed up. Or I don't want to mess up. I'm trying to go this way, but I don't know how it is. I need education. I need information. I need enlightenment. I need to be illuminated by the word of God. Now let me tell you the truth. It is your duty to know, not angels' duty. It's yours, mine, yours, you there. It is your duty to know. QED. There's no way in the Bible where it says it's the duty of God to make you know. Nah, it's a lie. Or the angels, it's a lie. Or the pastor, it's a lie. Jesus even told the disciples, say, when he was sending them on that, what do you call it? Training field. He says, when you go to a city, preach the word, heal the sick. If they receive you, stay there. If they don't receive you, come out from there, remove the dust on your face. Say that it will be a judgment for them. He said, it will be better for Sodom and Gomorrah and for that person, for that city, on the day of judgment. So it is the duty of that city to know. But if they don't listen, they will still be judged. There is no examination you enter. And he said, teacher, because I don't know, you must pass me. Or have you ever gone to one? They will give you F, and disqualify immediately. You are a disgrace to education. Let me give you an example. This woman, this beautiful woman. Have you seen how beautiful she is? Hallelujah. Are you jealous? When she came to meet me there in West Africa, she will go out. I don't know how she got to know. She will go out to those shops or whatever they call it and buy magazines. Boy, these are British magazines. Some of them are 1 year old, some of them are 2 years old, some of them are even 3 years old. About childbearing, about marriage, about this, about what you need to do, how to set up a home, how to do this and that. I was wondering, I said, why is she doing this thing now? What? I didn't know that she didn't know, so she went to go and learn. She will read. She will read. She will read. I will come to the house, I saw hips. When he grew up, he saw them. Hips, they're up to 50. Hips like that. No, your own is Shashi, Kucha, Shashi, Ewa, my boyfriend, Nama. Let me tell you the truth. You cannot be what you do not know. It doesn't work. She was there. When they want to make shakara for her, how to cook local dishes, she beat them. Who taught her? I don't know. Not knowing that when I step up, because I was traveling now, when I step up, she would learn it. She knows how to go. She could call the name and say, hey, who told you that they call it crayfish? He said, it's called crayfish. He even taught me some. I said, He said, this one is crayfish. This one is not crayfish, but it looks like crayfish. I said, who told you? I didn't see anybody coming there to teach her. So I was wondering, until one day I saw these books, and I saw these things. I said, what? So when the first child was coming, She said, we're going to go and buy this. I said, how do you know? He said, we need to order this. You need to get this. Come, there's a shop. I said, So I was following her. Everything we bought was correct. We need to buy grape water. I said, grape water. Let's plug the grape. He said, no, it's not that one. There's a call it grape water. It's used for baby ta. I said, grape water. Where is it? He said, we go to the place. Say, I need grape water. They brought out the thing. And through he was written grape water. I said, how do you know? She said, leave that. It's for women. I was following. I can't remember one thing that I'm the one who said, okay, we need to buy this. I don't know. He said, this one is a color for men. I grew up in the village. Which one is the color? I only know color of a bed, and I don't know color of the boy should have blue, and a girl should have pink. Which animal there? I'm in Africa. Everything goes. What is color? Color of what? I don't know that. I never wore blue. Me, where? I came out from the village, my friend. I have my catapult, that's all. I go and shoot animals. Whether they want me black or blue, I don't know. I just saw myself grow up. Hallelujah. So it was a battle. He said, no, this has to be. I said, but who told you that it's a boy or a girl? He said, I will have boys. Said, you will have boys. Did you, how do you know? Are you a witch? He said, no, I will have boys. I said, okay, you will have boys. Okay. I don't mind. Anyone, boy or girl, is fine. Because me, I'm okay. I prefer, all of them are good to me. I don't see any difference anyway. For me, I don't care. If you think I care for you because you're a girl or a boy, it's a lie. I don't. I don't know it. I don't see a human being. Hallelujah. Because me, I was washing plate. I don't see a boy. My mother didn't teach me to be a boy or a girl. All I see is that it's your turn. Oh, yeah. If you don't do your turn, you are in trouble. It's your turn. If you don't do your turn, you know what will happen. Twasa! Your saliva will fly to the other side. So, I know that. So, I one day sat down on a Saturday and I tried to look at the magazine. I just flipped through. I saw things there. I said, wow. I said, where do you get these magazines? She's now telling me who grew up there, is now telling me, this is where we get this, where we get this one, this is where we get. You want to enter marriage, but you don't have knowledge. That is certificate of failure. PUD. Your mother doesn't know, you don't know. Your grandmother doesn't know. So it's a generation ignorance. God shall deliver it from me today. It is your duty to know. And I will show you. Oh, Pastor, you see, that is what destroyed America. You don't know what I've been through. If you know what I've been through, that's what the pastor is preaching in the altar. Do you know what Jesus has been through to save you? Do you know what the apostles went through to bring the gospel to us? That being through is an excuse. When I was in the school with them, I said, shut up. If I tell you the forest in my village, you shut up. They said, what? I said, you brought me here with all this nam. I'm tired of nam. Let's move on. I came here to study, not to hear about nam. You know what nam is? Vietnam, they are failure there. When I was in Nam, I became stubborn because I was in Nam. I said, and so if I tell you my own Nam, you will not believe it. My own Nam is in the forest. The Bible said something that you must not forget. You are born again. And then all these years, you still don't know. No, you will never know again until you decide to know. Today you must decide to know. You want to marry somebody, but you don't know marriage. No, what you want is to have sex. Stop hiding. You want to have sex. Finish. Not marriage. You don't know. The man who wants to marry you is a mumu. So mumu plus mumu, the children will be caterpillar. Nothing will happen. You don't know. The father doesn't know. So who will know? The child will be mumu, complete, certified ewu. You know what ewu is? Goat. You say 1, you say 2. You say 3, you say now. You say 4, you say meh. Because it doesn't. Somebody, I go to the north. They told somebody, you go to, he said, he doesn't want to get to school. He doesn't want. I asked her, what does this mean? Because it's very strange to me. He said he doesn't want. I said he doesn't want. What does that mean? She was looking at the brother. I said, you say he doesn't want. Then they started speaking Noshuwan, but me, I didn't understand that one again. When they finished, I said, come. You mean that child says he doesn't want to go to school? Is that what he said? He said, yes. I said, did you say yes? He said, yes. I just kept quiet. You know, you are in a foreigner's house, so you keep quiet. Because I know what I would have done. He will go to school by force. By the time he will be going like this, hey, I'm sorry, because I'll be caning him going to that school. When I finish, let child and welfare come and arrest me. I will arrest them. Because that day they will have enough children. That child will sleep with them, and I will disown that child. Yes! They don't know what they are doing in that child. I will disown somebody, and they will give it to them. You don't want the child to go to school so that tomorrow it become a liability to me. No! And that child became a liability to today. He didn't go. He said he doesn't want. In this church, you tell to somebody, talk to your daughter, talk to her son. No, she says she doesn't want. I feel like entering the phone, bring the person out. Remove your mother's teeth so that he will know that he wants to do. What nonsense? He doesn't want. Who? How? I told myself, Michelle, I said, you come back to my house 7. Is that clear? I said, yes, sir. I said, good. If you are staying late, you must tell your mother. So that when you marry, you will do the same for your wife. Is that not so, Mr. Pastor? Yeah. Clap for Jesus. Some of you wake up. Plus the one who eats a bucket of Nando's. A bucket of... go. Your wife doesn't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Namibia is a strange marital experience. It's not African. It's not godly. And that's the problem we have here. And nobody wants to address it. They put all those printing and spa and all this together we will solve the, what do you call it? Gender-based, useless grammar. Call it abuse. Gender-based. Gender what? Because you heard them say gender. It's abuse. This one abuses this one abuses this one because they are all mumu. They don't know what they are doing. They didn't marry. They came together to have sex. And there's a long, you get tired. You want to eat another food. Because the thing that will hold it is no longer there. Sex does not hold marriage. No. Tell another sex doesn't hold marriage. Yeah. It doesn't. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 20 to 21.
2 Timothy chapter 2, 20 to 21. But in the great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay, some for honor and some for dishonor.
Some for what?
Honor.
And some for what?
Dishonor. Therefore, if anyone cleanses himself from the...
If any angel cleanses you, is that what they wrote there? If any pastor cleanses you, is that what is in your Bible? He said, if anyone does what? Cleanses himself, herself, So the onus of cleansing is peculiar, it's particular, it's for you, it's for me. The same with everything. You have the duty from God to cleanse yourself, to do the things that you need to do in order to get what He's promised. He said, if anyone cleanses himself, he will have honor. But if he does not, he will be disgraced. You shall not be disgraced.
Therefore, if anyone cleanses himself from the letter, it will be a vessel for honor, sanctified, and useful for the master, prepared for every good work.
Including marriage. So, we came here for you to become person that is accountable to yourself. It's not there. You see that child you have? Yesterday he was younger. Today he has become older. Tomorrow he's going to be older. Next tomorrow he'll be older. He's a human being. What he didn't learn yesterday, he may never learn again. Hello? Mm-hmm. Now you came to church, all your past is gone. If anyone be in Christ, is a new creature. All things are gone, all things have become new. What is new? If you don't know anything and you don't desire to know. When they touch you on anything, you snap. Your temperature is so high. Your anger is like you're carrying it in the hand. So you are not teachable. Pride has eaten up your liver. There's nothing left. You see that? Honor. Honor is a battlefield where the enemy always wins, unless you come to Christ and you are ready to learn. Yes. It has killed pastors. It has killed people in the church. It has killed, it has no respect. Once you don't know honor and everything takes to be honorable, you will die. It's a matter of time. Because one, it blocks you. My people say, the death that will kill somebody will first make him blind and make him deaf. Then we'll kill him. It shall not be a portion. You see, Philippians chapter 2 verse 12 said the same thing. That it is you that must do what you need to do, to know what you need to know, to be able to have what you need to have. You need to do what you need to do. Yes, you need to do what you need to do to know what you need to know in order to have what is from God, what you have to have. Philippians 2 verse 12.
Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Work out what? He said, you work it out yourself with fear and trembling. That's your salvation. That glory you are looking for, you need to work it out. You must use your... See, listen. These days, you don't even need to buy magazines. It's there on their so-called web, whatever. Whatever. It's there lying down. Even how to kill people is on the net. How to strangle somebody nicely. How to become a snake is there. Yeah, how to be a witch is there. Am I lying? This how to become a witch is there. Everything is there. No, but you will not go to the section where you need to learn something that will grow you in Christ. No. That's where we have problem. You are now matured. Yesterday you were probably not. The other day you were, but today you are. Now, but the information you needed yesterday, you didn't have it. The other day you didn't have it. The other you didn't have it. Now you are ready. All your physical features are matured. You are now a woman. How would you marry in that situation? It won't work. There are things you needed to know. One pastor was talking. He said, do you know why God delayed their marriage? Because he's waiting for you to finish the school of marriage. Because you didn't finish the school of marriage, he left you there. Heaven will not budge because you stayed long. UNAM or nurse will not give you a certificate because you stayed there too long. They will rusticate you and rakamat you. Abi, it's not true. Hammer you waste all the money. The same happens in heaven. They work out your salvation. You need to work it out. Today, I want to draw attention to the fact that you want to enter into a football field without knowing anything about football. The most complex thing in life is marriage. The most challenging thing in life is marriage. The greatest battle you will ever fight is the life you will live in marriage. And yet you don't know it. You are now old enough to marry, long overdue to marry, but you know nothing. All you know is hearsay, I know what. Things that failures are spreading. Somebody is in Katima. The wife is in Ludris Bay. They meet once in 1 year. Let the two of them come and tell me that between those 2 years, they didn't have sex. A lie! A big lie. Namibians marry to kill marriage. They don't marry to promote it. You need to learn. You need to understand. That's why I have decided that we will be doing marriage, men and women's meeting every month. Every month. We will be doing it every month. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11.
1 Corinthians 13,
verse 11.
Verse 11. When I was a child, I spoke as a child.
I
understood as a child.
I
thought as a child.
But
when I became
a
man,
a woman, an adult, a grown-up,
I put away
childish things. Is it not in your Bible? Now you want to go and marry with a childish mind. The man is childish, the woman is childish, and you have a child. Oh, what a disaster. Some of them that are their children in our school, their children are now more mature than them because of what we teach them in our school. When a child marries a child, accident must happen. Hello? You are grown up, but you are an adult baby. Matured in childhood. What did I say? Matured in childhood. Very big. Your buttocks is nice. Your breast is everywhere. Your manhood is standing like Iroko tree. But you are a child. A very big he-goat that has the smell of nappies and a diaper. Yes! That's what I see. When it comes to when you will think with balls, you have no balls. When you talk A, you talk B. No, I don't, no. People who are supposed to be head, they are tail. The woman will talk Z, the other man will talk F. So there's always F and Z. Look at where F did. Look at where Z is. The distance is very big. Then the devil will enter that marriage and do havoc. Twa, 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 twa. The biggest problem we have over this matter, let me say it, is that I see many of you. I can't believe it. You see this beautiful woman here. There's nothing he doesn't know about me. Even before Namibia knew Namibia, I even took her to my school where I went. Remember, did you not? Dove. 300 and something kilometers. I took her. This is the school I went to. Anglican Boys Grammar School. She saw it. She still knows it. You see, I took her to where I was a bachelor. Where they threw poo-poo. We threw poo-poo fine. I grew up from the village. I was living, I think, hallelujah. I said, this is the place. She said, you live there? I said, I live there. I took her there with Alfa Romeo Sport. I was already made it. But I had to show her. This is where I came from. You see it? You see where? I was here once. I even met somebody there. Abro. He said, hey! Now he's calling me Ogaizik. I said, Abro. We used to call him that one, our Oga. He was still there. The devil has kept him there. He's now a graduate of that failure. I went abroad, came back, graduated, came back, he's still there. The Lord shall not keep you where the enemy wants to keep you. He met the man. If you have space to hang your shirt, you thank God. If you hang it and meet it when you come back, you thank God. I was there. Yes, I took her. My husband was not. Imagine you are making courtship with somebody. You see, you don't have to know everything about me. Yes, Obambos, stand up. Stand up before I put you. I will call. Give me my mask. Give me my mask. If I come there and you don't stand up before I come to you, I will come to you. This time I will show you Pepe. Oh yeah, come out in front. I want the world to see you. You are the ones who say, she must not know my secret. Oh yeah, come on. Women, oh yeah, stay on that side. Because you're also there. Oh yeah, men, stay on this side. Those who say the woman must not know his secret and the man must not know her secret. Oh yeah, put on. Oh yeah. Have you seen? You see the people who are praying, oh Lord, give me the right to marry. Have you seen them? How can you get the right? A woman should not know your secret, but you want to know her vagina. I'm asking you, when you know her vagina, what is left? A man should not know your secret, but you want to know his penis, everything, even the hair is there. Hey, I'm talking. Today I told you I'm going to be very, very nice. Am I nice? I'm very nice. You are not qualified to marry. The first law of honor is access. If I honor you, I give you access to me. If you read Revelations, you see that when the lamb that looked at was slain, was ushered into the presence of the one seated on the throne. Isn't it so? He was ushered in. Others were there. He was ushered in. He was ushered. Why? Jesus. Because the Father loves him and honors him above all. So the Father, other angels, everyone, he was ushered into his presence. Read Revelations. It's there. A woman should not know your secret. Can I know? Who else should know your secret? Please, can you tell me? No, I'm asking you. Who else? That the feedback. Who else should know your secret? Why are you making head like a he-goat? Are you a he-goat? And look at the women. So you don't want a man to know your secret. Meme, I will start you. You, I will finish you today. You, hey, I will kill you today. You of all people. Hey. So you don't want a man to know your secret. Hey. And you love the man, You love the man. But he must not know your secret. Look at this matter. It means you are here. She's here. I will kill you today. Today I will kill you. So a man should not know your secret. Hey, I've been wasting my prayer. Oh God. Tony. A man should not know your secret. Go. So women bring Mike. They will talk today. Start with Helen. You must talk. Who should know your secret? Who should know your secret?
My husband.
Your husband. But you are here. You say a man should not know your secret. The man you are courting. I'm not talking of a man on the street. I mean a man you are going to marry must know your secret before he marries you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So why are you here? Where are you going? Come back here. All of you, come back. How many of you are hiding? Say, how many of you? You. I will start with you. Does your wife know your secret? Wait, your wife is here. Today I will show you. Stand up. If he touch you in the house, I will bring the coffee and I will come to your house. He will pay for it. Is all the secret available? Have you heard? He says it's not sure. Hey! Tate, which of the secret are you keeping?
I don't have any secret.
You don't have? You see, it's not sure. Meaning there are certain rooms, the doors are locked.
No.
Which no?
I don't have any secret. No closed door.
Where's Gabriel? Why are you standing there? Come here, run with immediate alacrity. If you are not running, you are dead, you are finished. Why are you are you not Ovambo? Why are you laughing? Ovambos don't like their wives to know their secret. True! It's true. I prove it. I've asked almost all the women. You don't like it. Tell me why. I need an answer. Mike, oh yeah, start with you. Lazarus.
Pastor,
Why are you making head? You don't have mouth.
Pastor, we thank God for deliverance and not, I don't keep.
Did you hear what she said? What did he say? Did you hear anything? They didn't hear you. You are making nom. Suddenly, you can't talk. Talk!
I get Pastor. Pastor, don't keep secrets, sir. No secrets keep. Not.
Are you not a Wambo?
I'm a Wambo, Pastor.
That is Shinana. Why are you hiding secret? Don't tell me no secret because I will expose you now.
I don't hide anything.
You don't hide anything.
No,
We shall soon find out. That devil back. Your wife is here, so that one too now, Mumu. You will even be defending him.
I don't have the secret.
Shut up. You do. You do. Bring your phone. Bring that phone now. Oh yeah, who's going to read the phone? Pastor. Appoint somebody. If I see a girlfriend named there, that girl dies, I will pray immediately. He dies. You go and bury her.
This is the phone.
Which is the phone? Give me my mask.
I wanted to ask, even those that are saying they are now delivered, they don't keep secret. They used to keep before, or they had the mindset of a woman must not know. Let them say the reason why they thought that way before.
Oh yeah, stand up, all of you. Start with my daughter there. Oh yeah. Talk. What was the reason?
No, for the men. Like that. So even this Lazarus that is saying now he doesn't keep, he's thank God for deliverance. What was the wrong mindset before?
Oh yeah. Oh, is that what he said? Oh, okay. People, they are not free. Bring the phone. Bring me the phone. Meme, has he deleted the things? The one that made you to faint twice. You fainted twice. True or false? Oh yeah. Mercy. Oh, did you not faint? Did you not see a girl? Stand up there. That's how they beat you finish. You say, I fell with my face down. Did you not see a girlfriend in the phone?
Yes, Pastor.
Nonsense. A secret. Why are you looking at me that way? Be defending him. You will soon see another 3. If you faint this time, don't come to my house. Go to Mediclinic. They will Mediclinic you. Tell them you are love sick. Give those 30. Lazarus, they say you have no answer. What was the reason why initially, before you got delivered, that you now change your mind after deliverance? So what was the initial yeah.
Pastor, that is, I think, before deliverance, you have that typical mindset that you need to keep some of the things to yourself.
The village people told you.
No,
And you
no.
went, who told you?
I'm not so sure. I think it's something that society has sort of imposed on you, that you don't share everything. And it's only then now that you sort of understand.
Why are you making head? So you're agreeing. Fantastic. So you where's the wife? Oh yeah, come here. Stay there, you have baby. So you're hiding secret from your wife.
No,
She?
I don't have secret, but what he's saying is that the way
What is saying? What about you? Your own?
the upbringing. Okay, I'm also saying that the upbringing when you are growing up at home, that's what we see from.
That's what you see.
So you can't
And that's why almost every Ovambo has another woman, has 10 children, but he has official 2 children. The official children are 2, the unofficial one are 20.
So when your father, when he's raising you,
Keep up. Let us stay with the children.
you are not even allowed to mix with women. They say, "Ah, you like women, come this side." So as you are growing up, you are not familiar how.
So when you came to our church, you see men sitting together with men. So what did you do?
I liked it.
Are you,
Here is life change. I will change.
are you hearing? So Ovambos, they teach you that your wife must not know everything. True or false? True or false? It dies today. It's a wrong culture. It's the reason why Ovambos don't marry. They are the reason. They are the biggest marriage problem in Namibia. Quote me. You see those colored? You will see them. Even when there's nothing, this one will follow this one. They will go like that. They will be there. They will fight. They will stay. Ovambo, he will resign the job where he's in the same town with the woman. You get another job. You take another job in Oshikuku. Paul's town. So that he will be far. Then you get one backy. You're keeping secret. Say every power to keep secret from my wife. Catch fire. Amen. Okay, go and tell your wife the remaining secret. March now. Oh, yeah. Quick.
I don't have secret.
Oh, yeah. Go and tell. Where's the other one? Oh, yeah. Go and finish with the wife. Oh, you see, he doesn't know. He's not sure. Oh, yeah. I'm watching. I'm the supervisor today. Oh, yeah. Reveal the secret with last speaker so it will be exposed. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tell her. Why are you looking at me? Oh. That secret must come out. Whip out. Oh, yeah. Go and reveal the other secret. Or the remaining girlfriend. Oh, yeah. Go and tell your wife. If you make P, I will tell the church the name of the girlfriend. Oh, yeah, yeah. And you, if you want to faint, don't faint here. Faint in the house. Nonsense. And you, I hear that you don't want a woman to know your secret. If you talk P, I will stammer you. Yes or no? Yes or no? You are sure? A woman should know all your secret. Are you doing it now? Where's the pastor? Where's Pastor? Is he there? All the things I was told that they told you. Don't do this, don't do that. You didn't do any one of them. The pastor. I called him. I called her. She was telling me. Marriage committee. Here, come and expose your husband. Why are you making him? What is that? Who says you don't have secret? You don't have secret.
No, they don't.
The strong man you put on your paper is not. Yes, it's not a secret. Why are you making face? You didn't put. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, Daddy.
And you say you don't have secret. You this woman. I mean, where's that Magano? Where's she? Come here. You two, you're like your brother. Report here before I change my mind. I hear that you say a man must not know all your secret. Chaba! Don't even make. Did you say it? You did. You say you must not. You did. That man is my son. You did. I will call fire on this head. It's already fire. Nonsense. Secret. That's where you have problem. Secret. No. But they keep secret from you. If you listen to today, if you had it before, you will have done something. Your children will not follow that one. I didn't hear them say amen. You. It's the same secret, Mumu, that kept you there. Any man, any woman that will keep secret from you is not qualified to marry you. He will not honor you. The first law of honor is you tell everything. If I love you, I honor you. You must know everything about me. So, if on the road they say, hey, I hear that this is a child, they say it's a lie. A woman come now and bring a child to, he says it's Pastor Z's child. Mama will say, he will laugh. A woman phoned. I told you that story. Tell that pastor, he's harassing my wife. he was talking to my wife. And I was sitting down there. So he later told him, give me the phone of that pastor. I said, but he said he's phoning to your wife. By the time I send the police to them, there are some police that are still human beings. But a lot of them are covens. It is wrong what you were taught, that you should keep secret from a woman that you want to marry, that you see the private, that you have child with. It's wrong. You are not qualified to marry. Did you hear me? If you can't tell her all, then you don't deserve her. What is courtship? I should know everything about you before I say I do. Because if I say I do, by the law of God, I can never change it. Till death do us part. So if you heard anything from me, and I say I do, I finish myself. By the time I realize what you have done, it's too late. Power to keep secret from my wife. Where are all the men? Oh yeah, report here. And my Magano must join them. She keeps secret. Oh yeah, report. You two, you keep secret. Why are you making head? Magana is not your sister. Like sister. Eh? The sons will pay for the sins of the father. Power to keep secret from my wife. That I was taught. You are a liar. Die! In Jesus. You may go. Marriage committee, any woman, any man that keeps secret from the other one must not marry. In fact, we will never marry them. Once they keep secret and you find out, marriage committee, cancel their marriage. Don't come to me, cancel it. They will not be able to marry. And the church say amen. Amen. Yes, if you cannot tell your husband all your secret, and your husband cannot tell you all his secret, then two of you are playing what we call Russian roulette. You know what they call Russian roulette? You load the gun. If you are lucky, when they shoot, tang, if there's no bullet, you leave. But if there's a bullet, tang, you are dead. Any power that want to play Russian roulette with my life, I terminate you by fire. In Jesus' name. You may be seated. Let me tell you, listen, honor. If I honor somebody, when the father, let's take the Bible, the father honors the son. He said, everything I do, I learn from what? My father. For my father shows me everything that he does. Is it not in your Bible? That's honor. Honor. Listen, if you want to select somebody who will marry you, that selection must, that first one, a person who keep one secret from you will keep 10,000 when you marry. Hello? It will keep 10,000. When I entered here, the first thing I took all of them, we went to the north to go and find our people. I stayed there. I stayed there. Whether it was comfortable or not, I stayed there. I want to see. I want to know. I talked to this uncle this, I talked to this uncle that, I talked to the meme who 100 years old. The husband was 90-something before he died. She died 100 years or 100 and something. I can't remember now. Yeah. But I met them all. Talk. They kill cow. We ate it. Me, her, and my children, all of us were there. We moved from this person, check this person, check that person. The ones who have witchcraft, they ran away from the house. No problem. It's true. We stayed, we waited. They said, man has disappeared. I said, let's go home. He ran because they cannot see us. So, but we went. And I saw them. So I know them. And everything she told me is true. I needed to know because she knows mine. And by the time we married, there was no Namibia. So when there was Namibia, I came to know. You need to know. Listen, the courtship is not for you to check how the mustache looks like and how the breast of the girl stands. That one you get tired. When you stay alone, when you are together, you get tired. But the devil you want to marry, can you manage him? Inside everybody is a small devil. If you don't expose that devil before courtship to know how you can marry that devil, you are in trouble. And our own is worse. You see that thing they call divorce? We don't do it. So our own till what? Death to us, unless you want to kill the man, then you go to hell. Or you kill the woman, you go to hell, whichever one. So your chance of escaping disaster is in courtship. You are checking. But you don't check from emptiness. You must have your own standard of God. That's what we're doing now. You use that standard to measure the person. Some people will come and tell you, I'm born again, I go to this church, I go to that church. Most of them, they will tell us, we are redeemed. He never went there. Yes, our marriage committee, they will check. He never went there. We have our way to check. We check. He never went there. Because redeemed is a lie. Church, I'm a redeemed. It's a lie. A man who cheated you during courtship, a woman who cheated you during courtship will cheat you again in marriage. It won't change. So you need to find out what is the standard of God. You need to know. Is it right? Yeah, people told you a woman shouldn't know about you because they are imbibing things that are demonic. The two shall be one is the concept of marriage of God. Not the two shall be separate but living together. No. It's a union of spirit, soul, and body. So there must be disclosure. If a woman hides anything from me, I will never marry. If a man has anything from me, I will not marry. Because I'm entering into the unknown. Anytime a person keeps something away from you and you marry that person, you have married a stranger. You will suffer. The heart he has to hide from you, he can also use it to kill you. Am I talking to somebody? Let me give you one example, because I think some people don't understand what I'm talking. When I came to Namibia, there was one woman. This woman just came, crying. She had 10 children. 10. But if you see her, she's very slim. I couldn't believe it. When I saw the children, I said, 10. He said, the other ones are there. I said, what happened, madam? He said, he's looking for food. It's okay. Give her some food. She started crying. He said, where would she eat cook this food? I said, what are you talking? So the women around there were talking, asking her, what is it they're talking? He said, She was in the house. Some people just knocked at the door and said, bring your things out. We have bought this house. He said, bought which house? She brought out marriage certificate and showed me with her own 2 eyes. She knows. I saw it. Namibian marriage certificate, official. But the man went and sold the house and disappeared. Nobody can find the man. The people who bought the house, if you see how much they paid, they came and threw the woman out with her 10 children. Threw her out. And took the house. Say, no, we don't care. That's your own problem. Go and sort your problem. We bought the house. We paid 10,000 for a whole house. Not a shack. A house. He sold it 10,000. And left the woman. This, I say, is he the father of the all? He said, he's the father of all of them. Father of 10 children. Sold the house, vanished. I nearly wept. There was nothing we could do for her. I said, madam, you have to find a way to go back to your people, maybe somewhere. He said, who's going to teach me? I have 10 children. If you go and check that thing, she married a stranger. A person did not know. A person who has secrets. He came and did what he wants to do. And then sold the house and disappeared. He probably has another wife somewhere. He may have other children somewhere. You don't know. He has ruined the life of that woman. Your life shall not be ruined. In the name of Jesus. This is what we are teaching here. You need to wake up. I just asked this question. I tried to play it down. But let me tell you. It's critical. It's fundamental to lasting marriage. If you keep secret or they keep secret from you and you go into marriage, you have committed suicide. You will pay badly. You will pay. Courtship is when you check. You check this person. You know. Where is he working? What does he do? How does he handle situations? Where are you from? Who is this? Who is that? A lie is always very flat. You will see that the one is told you last week, the other week. By the time it's next week, you will have changed the story 3 times. But you told me that it's okay, yeah, it's true. It's a slip. It's not a slip of any tongue. They don't slip tongues when it comes to things like that. It's a fact. End it there. Walk away. You will be free. But if you want to continue, because it has a big biceps, and you feel like it will be good in bed, you will suffer. Nonsense. You will suffer. And then you'll be giving us trouble. Pastor, Pastor Marcel will be any power that will bring problem to me. Holy Ghost fire. And the church say amen. You marry a wife out of community, we don't do it. I will show you. You see, that's why you must know. Be sure. Ask God. Because you can't join 2 who are not joined. If you join, it's safe, it must be complete. Out of community is not joining. Why are you looking at me that way? Is he joining? You want to protect your property. He wants to protect his property. But is it not so? Because you don't trust him. Is it not so? He may just cheat you. Is it not so? Let's be frank. So what is courtship? Is to find out what is what. You need to ask from God. Who is this person? Is he going to deal me 419? You must know. You want to enter into a family where you begin to say, we are one, we are two, but you are not. No, you are not serious. Then you say, okay, I want to protect myself out of community. That marriage is separated. Satan will enter and break it. And you know why? If you also go and marry a man, okay, pastor said, if you marry out of community, Satan, you marry. Now the problem is this: if the man is a con man, or the woman is a fraud, let me tell you the truth. You've also committed suicide, because he's going to do that same thing. So that's why courtship and then asking the Almighty, who knows every secret, is number one. You don't compromise it. Because if you enter and you don't know, you have just jumped into a bowl of volcanic ash. It doesn't have sympathy, it burns. Pastor, what do you mean? Don't you know men are not trusted? Yes, that's why you should check. Because they can. I've just told you of this woman. Probably, and I was told that house belongs to her. But because they married in community, the man sold the house and left. Yeah. So you need to check. If the man is a common, yes, you want to protect yourself out of community, you are right in the physical. In the spiritual, that marriage is dead. That's why you should not have gone to marry the man in the first place. Because head or tail is going to be that person. Information before you marry is number one. Most of the things you are facing now, if you are honest, you sit down, you look at it, some of you are married, you see that there was information gap. There was something you should have known. If you knew it, you would not have made that choice. I know that you will not say amen. Angel said amen. When we came to Namibia here, we went to open an account for our sons, for their school. With the money was so. I went. We said we are opening joint. Say no, we don't do joint. See, why? Because we have joint account all through. I travel a lot, so she can go to the account. I trusted her even without doing. I look at the person. I trusted her. I know what I was marrying. So I wasn't disappointed. Almost 40 years now. So we have joint account. We came here. They said, so I look at her. I said, okay. They said, okay. What you can do is that she can one can open, then the other one have a signing right to the other one. I said, okay, you open and put my signing right. So she opened and put the signing right. I never went there one day. I can understand why they did it. Because marriage here is like a volcano. It can explode anytime. There's no trust. Hello, stop looking at me that way. I'm talking the truth. There's no truth. You know the man. Yes, you can sleep with the man. Yes, if he brings a certificate that he is not COVID and it's not he doesn't have HIV, you marry, you have sex, everything. Oh, there's another one bigger. That one, there's no certificate. You have to be the certificate. Information. You need to check. Some of our women, once the man talks to you, go and meet the marriage committee, your body is shaking. Jellyfish. Ajakataka. Why? Cool down. What is it? You've waited. What are you running for? I just have a dream. Nonsense dreams you send to me. I don't answer them. Cool down. I have what is it called? People wrote, we are looking for sister. We didn't tell you. We have not told you. The root, they're there. Marriage committee, go and check that man. We will never tell you until we check. I'm going to so place. We will go and check the pastor, check the church, check everything. We will see your name in the register, see who you are. They are working on it now. It's true. Why? We want to do our part to be sure that that person, what he said, he is. But the other side of who is this person, you have to answer it. A person is not the name he answers. A person is who is inside the person, the character. The spirit inside that person. The hidden personality. You have to find out. Or all these years you have waited and waited and waited, you just marry a catastrophe. It shall not happen to you. In the mighty name of Jesus. I remember one pastor, one day said, it's better to wait forever than to marry a bad marriage. You shall not have a bad marriage. In the name of Jesus Christ. Now, I mentioned this the other time. I'm still dealing with this secret thing. Okay, you pray separately, but you have sex together. Can you explain to me why you have sex together, which is a union of all that you have inside you together, but you pray differently? Can somebody explain? There's no explanation other than suspicion, other than childishness, other than no full disclosure. Oh, my wife falls a lot in the church. Oh, my husband falls a lot in the church. Maybe he has a lot of demons more than me. Your own demon, they didn't fall because there was no need. There was no need. At least the one falling means demons are living. Your own, your house is upstairs. Every year they add another floor. So there's no need to run. The person who is rolling is being delivered. Yes, that is the truth. But you are just standing there. Me, I don't manifest. You are Satan's advocate. That marriage is dead. So you now go and pray separately. Let me tell you, a man is the prayer altar leader in a house of a Christian. You, the woman, don't marry a man who is a midget in his spirit, because he's going to be a leader. The women they are looking down. Why are you looking down? Because you want to marry her, whether it's a midget or not. Yes, I can see her eyes. Look at it. Some of the eyes are red, yellow. If you marry a dwarf in the spirit, you are not a dwarf. The two shall be one. In the house, it's you, the woman, that leads prayer. Abomination. It's the man that will be setting the tempo of the house, the tempo of prayer. You set the pace. Where I come from, one of the qualifications for marriage is your ability to manifest some of the fruits of the Spirit. If we do it here, some of you will run. But it's very important, because marriage is a battleground. You don't see, you don't hear. The only person you see is when you are being eating food in the dream. You don't see anything. Anything. Your spiritual life is zero. And you want to be the head of the family. And you, sometimes you dream a little, you dream a little, then you now say, I do. The moment you say, I do, you have gone down. That's your spiritual eyes will go down. You are not, because it's now your head. You've submitted. Listen, marriage, that submission is a powerful thing. That's why it's a woman that decides. whether I should marry or not. But you see, the problem is here women want men to decide whether I will marry you. A man doesn't decide that he will marry you. You decide. A man approaches you and you look at the person and size him up with good manners, not being rebellious and all that. But you are the one playing the piper. You will dance to the tone. Is it not said that he who plays the piper controls what? The what? The tune. Now, I'm asking you. Okay, you are praying for God to give you this, give you that, give you that. If God gives you that man, who is that man? Can he lead you spiritually? When you don't have children, I pray God you will. In Jesus' name. Who will lead the family? I've seen some of the men. He didn't pray. He should pray for me. Yeah, she's complaining because it's true. He said, she should pray for you. I'm going to give you a scripture today so that men will wake up. If you cannot lead yourself, you cannot lead somebody else. The first leader you should lead is you. Whoever cannot lead himself cannot lead others. Let me tell you, there's a difference between a leader and a follower. And the difference is in perspective, the way they think. Followers copy the leader. A leader thinks ahead. He looks for ways to enhance his followership, his family, to take it to the next level. So he thinks far and broad. He's focused. He's dynamic. Today we are taking prayer. We need to deal with this thing. God just showed me this. We need to deal with this. We need to do with this thing. We're opening prayer. We're taking fasting to it. The family says yes. That is a man. That's a leader. Let's pray. Let's pray. Honey. Honey, let's pray. Let's pray. In the morning, early in the morning, I'm waiting for you. In the morning. In the morning. That marriage is failed. It's OP. You will sing that in the morning, you start again, you sing in the morning. And the angels are waiting for you to complete it. You didn't complete it. When the tail start telling the head how to think, there's a problem. Marriage has functions and duties spiritually. The man is to care. I've seen some of you here, you want to marry, but you don't. Listen, I will say this here. Not only don't you pray, you want to marry somebody, you are owing money, you are full of debt, and you want to marry somebody. You are wicked. So you want to bring somebody to enter life with all the debts you have been owing, so that he will carry a load for you. Then he will give you sex. Then he will give you children. Then he will pay your debt. Then you will start taking her salary. Then she begin to manage the house. I need to pay that debt. Honey. I need to pay that debt. So you begin to pay the debt. Am I talking? The women are looking down. Stop looking down. Look up. I want to see her eyes. Because some of you are mumu. Mumu! Ewu. Ewu. Nah. Because you want to marry. You don't look at the man. He's owing big money. Who is going to pay it? Once you say, I do, you don't finish. When they want to carry property, they'll carry you. Pastor, am I lying? See, Helen, how you fold your hand. Because she knows your house will just go, fia. You said one. Once you say, I do, finish. They come there and say, your husband is owing 250,000. We are attaching your house. He said, Pastor. I said, no, there's no pastor. The two shall, the women are not answering. The two shall be correct. QED. Mathematics solved. A man. That is, when I married my wife, I don't owe a cent. She didn't come to my house, come and me owing money. No, she didn't meet any owing in my house. She said, I didn't owe 1 cent. My son, look at him. If you marry with 1 cent, you will not marry. Not, it will never happen. No. When God said, Adam, take care of the garden and tend it. He first gave him that assignment before he created a woman. Do you know that? Go and read the Bible. So a man has the duty of care for the home. Spiritual care, moral care, sexual care, complete. Protection care. A man is actually a leader servant. You serve, you lead by serving. You lead your family spiritually, mentally, financially, everything. Yes. By serving. That is why in those days when there were widows, the church cared for widows because the carer has died. And the church, Paul said, you must make sure it's a real widow and not the one that junkets from here and there. I'm about to make some people angry. I've been nice. Have I not been nice? Am I not nice? Okay, I want to be a bit ugly now. But let's read the scripture first. Proverbs 27. Sorry, Proverbs 24. Proverbs 24, verse 27. New Living Translation. Proverbs 24, verse 27. New Living Translation. Proverbs 24.
Verse 27.
Yeah.
Do your planning and prepare your fields before building your house.
Did you hear that? What did he say? Do your what? Pastor, read it again. Do your what? Do your planning.
And prepare your fields.
And prepare your field before you build your house. Meaning, make yourself organized before you can launch to make a home with somebody else. Build. You don't build your house before preparing your field. Because when you are building the house, you need to eat food. There must be field that is sustaining you. Isn't it so? Yeah. So that's why a man must organize himself. Know you have resources. We're not saying billionaire. That's not what God said. That's not what God said. And that's why you want to go and marry. You know that you cannot sustain a woman who is in this level and that level. You go there to propose, say you dreamt. You are a fool. You are a fool because you are perching more than you can. You are climbing where you cannot perch. It won't work because you are all under grace. Does not mean that all equal. There are differences. You take what you can afford. God won't give you what is. He said, "Don't be unequally yoked." God can't make you to be yoked with somebody unequally. No. So you patch where you can patch. I'm talking to men now. You organize, you must construct your field, meaning have a trade, have a source of income, have a home, have a plan, have something how you want to run the future, and then you approach somebody God leading you to, the way that God is leading, following the rules of the church. Then you go there, and our rule is very simple. We help you, but we will not decide for you. We will not. We can check out the man or check out the woman before we do, because we don't want to be involved in any scandal. You understand me? That we should do, and we do it. But who you choose to marry is not our problem. So don't go to the marriage committee to make a choice for you. I'm talking to men and women, especially our women. And they all say amen. Now, you need to plan. If you are courting with a man who has no plan, the first thing you ask a man is, what is your plan? Is okay. I might marry you, but I want to know you before I make up my mind. What do you do? Where do you live? I didn't say you should go to the house. You will get pregnant there 10 times. You check the office. It should give you information. Tell you who he is. You talk. He too has a right to know you. They lie. Did you hear? Men, are you hearing? Every power of lying to marry somebody. Say it. Die! Amen. Now, I want to say this before I read the scripture. A man, let me tell you, men, if you know our duty in marriage is big. It's very big. Biblically, our duty in marriage is huge. Huge. And you need to be prepared. You need to have a plan. You need to structure your life. You need to be disciplined about your plan. Before you start asking the Lord, Lord, I want to marry. You are blessing me with this, blessing me with that. I'm not talking of you being a billionaire or having a 1 billion or 100,000 in your account. No. If what you have is sufficient for you to plan the life you want to plan, or even if it's not, but there's a future, it's wonderful. Somebody told somebody in this church, he said, I don't have enough that I can give you now, as I would have wanted to give you, but I will take care of you. And I believe God that the plan I have, this is the plan I have. And I know it will work out. And the woman said, I will marry you. Because you said this, I'll marry. And they married. And they're happy. Because there was disclosure. The man didn't lie. You don't go and borrow somebody's shirt and borrow somebody's car in order to visit the girl. Hello? Go and show somebody's farm. He says, it's our farm. Our farm. When you marry the girl finish, you find out that your biggest farm is that house by Shitende. That shack. I want to read this Malachi for me. Who read it? It's easy translation. You need to read it very well. It's Malachi chapter 2, verse 14 to 16. Men, women, listen. And let the Bible tutor all of us. Malachi 2, 14 to 16.
Malachi 2, 14 to 16. Easy translation.
Mm-hmm.
You ask,
Pastor, read it loud.
why is the Lord not happy with our gifts?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord knows that you men have not done the right thing with your wives.
Hello? Hello? Is somebody here? Pastor, start again.
You ask, why is the Lord not happy with our gifts?
Why is the Lord not fulfilling my harvest for my seed? Uh-huh.
The Lord knows that you men have not done the right thing with your wives. When you married as a young man, you promised to take care of your wife always. But you have sent her away. And when the Lord says that you must stay with her as your wife, the Lord has joined you together as a man with his wife. Your body and your spirit belong to him.
Yeah, what? Yeah, some of you who pray differently and have sex together, are you hearing? Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Belong to who? Uh-huh.
Why did God put you together? He wanted you to have children who would belong to him.
You hear that?
So think carefully about how you live.
Uh-huh.
Don't leave the wife that you married when you were a young man.
Uh-huh. Go on.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
The Lord God of Israel says this.
Uh-huh.
If a man sends his wife away from him, I hate that. He has been cruel to his wife when he should take care of her.
When you should do what? When you should do what? Tend the garden. Tend the garden. This same principle.
So be very careful.
Now,
remember your promise to take care of your wife.
yeah.
This is what the Lord Almighty says.
Now, the problem now is that our women are in a hurry to go into a husband's house. So they don't want to look. Once he says, hello, he says, go and see the marriage committee. What? Hello, go and see the marriage committee. What is that? Did he tell you to marry you? You people are disgracing me. Hello, let him land now. Even a bird has to land before he can eat food. Make it land first, Abba. Eh? Why do you cheapen yourself? It's because you don't have value. If you have honor, you have value. Even when you are desperate to marry, you will control your marriage. There's something I taught you before. I said, we do it. I was told they do it in my village that time. They say, when they see somebody who is arrogant because he has money, you see poor people, when they see the man, they will bloat their stomach. When he come in and say, oh. So the man will not say they didn't eat. When they finish, when he passes, they'll say, oh, my stomach is paining me. So that the man will not mock them. They retain their dignity. So the man will still greet them. Maybe they are older than him. Now you just throw yourself pakata to the man. Yakata, I've been waiting. The man will say, eh. Now he will begin to treat you as somebody he wants to help. You have lost that marriage. If you enter that marriage, you are a slave. You will slave and slave and slave. Nothing will change it. Until you get tired and you prefer to stay single and die single. You will divorce. If you marry the one they call soldier husband, yep. When you came to the house, even the soup, you people don't make soup. If it's the soup, when you finish soup, say, this soup will last us 7 days. Did you hear Mama Emeka? It must last 7 days. Did you hear? When he comes back from the office, he checks the size of the soup. There was 10 meat when I left. Now there are 6. You mean, did we have a visitor? Or am I thinking what I'm not to think? That you ate 4 big chunks of meat. Remember, I have counted this thing. It's going to, on Sunday, before the last meat will go. Then on Monday, we'll cook another soup. Don't spoil my budget. You call them, military officer. When you enter the house, make sure that the slice of the bread, make sure that you don't take more than one because he counted it before he went. If you think he didn't count it, watch. The moment you go to the bathroom to bath, you will go to the kitchen. I've seen them. I know them. Your hair, you wash it once a month. Did you hear? Or are your people sick? In your family, do you have sickness of the head? Then why do you have to wash the hair every day? Once a month, okay? On the first Sunday of the month, wash your hair. Am I not your husband? That's how I like it. We'll save $500 from it. Don't you see? Yeah, it's okay. Are we settled? Say, what? Did I hear? No. It's okay, darling. The lies are just coming out of your head. The senior dandruff. If you talk, it will remind you. Remember the day I went to your mother's house? You couldn't even offer me a cup of tea. I had to bring tea from my family. I'm now bringing you to wealth, to bring you out of poverty. You're not even thanking me. Why are you looking at me that way? I'm talking the truth. I've seen it. You shall not marry a military soldier. In the name of Jesus Christ. I saw one here in Namibia that shocked me. The husband, she worked somewhere, I can't remember where she was, but she was working and she was earning something like 8,000 something. Once she gets salary, the man is waiting on the street. They live in Okahanja. If the transport, the only thing she's permitted to spend on that money is the transport from here to Okahanja. And it must be a taxi. This bus. Once it comes, where's the salary? It's okay. What is your salary? What is your transport for the next 4 weeks? Okay, that's your salary. That's your transport to go to the office, okay? Now, the children of the man are not her children. She doesn't have. She will not take the salary of the woman, send the child to boarding school, do this, do that. The woman came to my office and broke down. When I even wanted to suggest something, she ran away. She was too scared. I have to go now. Thank you, Pastor. Bah! She ran. A Namibian. A Namibian. Okay. 2006. 07, yeah. Is that a life? Eh? In fact, when he was talking to me, the man called, "Where are you? Don't you know our child has to go to the boarding school? It's waiting." She washes their dress. She does everything. But she must not even buy. If she buys underwear, she doesn't use sanitary pad. She uses toilet paper. The man will buy her a nice toilet paper. Not good one, eh? Those coarse ones. He said they are very good. They are strong. So she carries toilet paper. So sometimes you just see blood. Even when she came, she had the blood. It was coming out. We just shook our head. A young woman, he married a dragon. You shall not marry a dragon. I didn't hear that, amen. But in order to not to do so, that's what we are teaching you now. You need to open your eyes. Stop hurrying to go for a man to have sex with you. Hey, you have enough sex in that marriage that you will not even want sex again. Listen to me. What is more important is who you are marrying and the life you want to construct. A person who will not promote you must never be your best partner. He will not add value to your life. Yes. Listen, if you are going to marriage, two of you must have value. The value you bring, the value he brings. Those combine to form a family. What is your value? Your education, your whatever, skills, trade, experience, labor, job, career, and then you form a family. Because that is what you use to build your home. You say, consult your field. Then, before you build what? Your house. Isn't that what you read? Yeah, you just want any shiko, any chaka. There are many. They will chaka you, and they go. They come here and be look. Listen, are you not tired? You see people who made mistakes. Then you want to go into that mistake. The woman is doing labor. The man is nowhere. He's paying for this. He's paying for that. He's paying for this. He's working. One day, those child and welfare, whatever, say, yeah, I want to see my son. I want to see my son. They will say, yeah, the law says he must have access to his son. Whether you are the one paying, they don't care. The law doesn't care. If you don't like, that's your problem. The man doesn't care. He knows. He will never pay anything. He waits. When it's time to enjoy, you come and, yeah, what is your mother saying about me? Don't mind her. She's very wicked. That's why I didn't marry her. You buy the child sweet. One sweet. But you pay the bills. You say, you suffer. You do everything. Yeah. Who made the mistake? It's not the man. It's you. Even in marriage, it happens. The man will come back and turn the children against the woman. Why? Because you married a stranger, you didn't check, you didn't look, and now you are paying for it. You will finish training all those children, they will go to their father and dump you. May your end not be bitter. In the mighty name of Jesus. Okay. I want to go to number 2. Another part of honor is excellence. What did I say? What is excellence? Excellence has 2 parts. I will deal with one today and maybe brush the other one a little, but I want to deal with one. The first one. The one that's mostly ignored. Okay, they are all important. Very. Can I ask you, how many of you like this flower the way it is? You like the color? Eh? You like the color? You like the way this thing is? Is it also? You like this pillar, you like it? Is it also? Now, what do you think you are using to assess this? What is bringing you to this thing is the excellency of their beauty. Before you do anything, before you will give credit to anything, whether you know it or not know it, there is an assessment you unconsciously or consciously give out. And that I want you to make it conscious. Why? Because it's very important. Excellence has 2 parts. There's what we call outward appearance and inward appearance also. Outward is where we all make mistakes. And women, ladies, I'm going to chop you nicely now. I'm going to cut you. Where is it? Come here, my daughter. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Tumbum, 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 tumbum. Stay here. Eh? Sir, come here. Don't tell me that's the shoe you came to church. I will eat you raw. You see, that's where I'm going. You see, there's a man now who is looking at this, my daughter here. The first thing he will ever assess her is the sight. Your mind will never disagree with your sight. That man is going to look at her now as beautiful as she is. So, look at this one. Beautiful. I told you I have beautiful women in my church. You are disgracing me. And the men say amen. I say amen. Now look at this one. Now a man looking at her is seeing this. The first thing that brings her to them is their appearance. Before he will go to God, I'm a man, I'm telling you the truth. Before he will go to God and kneel down and say, oh Lord, he's seeing this, he's seeing now. There's a saying in my place. He said, the eye must eat before the stomach can swallow it. The eye is the first to taste the food before the stomach will eat it. It's a saying. The eye. You say how? It's true. It's even in the Bible. The eye will look at them, and the moment it sees them that way, you assess them. There are many. Look at them. Beautiful. All of them. There are many. I can call all of them. They are all beautiful. Go and sit down. Bless you. Now, what is it? Now, this person goes and marries any one of them. After he finished marrying them, the first child, also. Is that Salo? Is that faith? When they are coming, say no, it can't be faith. The mama will say no, it's faith. I say no, it's not. We're arguing. I said, no, it cannot be. I'm driving. I said, no, I can't do much, but I don't think it's faith. That person, what do you mean? It can be. You see, Pastor, it's faith. It's when we pastor, I say, It's faith, though. Now, the moment a woman marries in our church, it becomes a caterpillar. Now, you forgot that the eye first ate before the stomach swallowed. And therefore, as long as the man can see what he saw, he will remain loyal. Hello? Why are you looking at me? All of you. I'm talking to all of you. Yeah, you're looking at... When you now shoot one down, I begin to look for Mama Salah. No. Our women, look at Mama Maria. She's 70 something. She has how many children? Look at that. If she stand up now, she can beat all of you if you go for marriage. Yeah, it's true. The way she dresses, if she come out here, she'll beat all of you. But she's even a grandmother of many. See my oyoyo. Yes, anytime I see her, I say, thank you, Jesus. You are the only. Oh, pastor doesn't see. I see. I didn't hear him. He sees his wife. He sees. That the only person I'm permitted to see is my wife. So you, the man that wants the woman to become a pig, twa, twa, 2 children, twa, twa, 3, 4, twa, twa. You will soon get a caterpillar. Let me tell you, it's natural for the eye to behold before the heart will accept. The reason why most of the divorce you see out there, listen, there are many eagles coming out from Yunnan, eagles coming out from North, we call them eaglets. By the time they come with their high heel, your wife, you used to wear high heel, now you are wearing caterpillar ground level. The man will say, where did I make this mistake? Woo! When she's driving and coming back home, he sees the Yunnan making choker, po, choker, po. He will remember what he's going to meet in the house. Say, hi. This woman in the house. Hi. The devil will start talking to him. You see? No, you married wrong. See, that one is a sampete. Asa, try, check. It's you that drove the man there. Because why? Yeah, I'm married now. Your breast will go this way, shaka. This one will go that way, shaka. Yeah, yes, it's like what do you call it? It's like when City of Unuk is constructing a road. They scatter the whole thing. No, you are no longer decent. Because you happen to be married. Who said that the man who saw you before is no longer looking for what he saw? The moment he stopped seeing what he saw before, the devil begin to work on his mind. I want to look at you, all of you. Look at me in the eye, all of you. You. What? Don't make. That's why I told your daughter. I said, if I'm coming to your house. You think I will tell you? In the night, me and my man will land. But if I catch you, don't worry. Where are they? They're cool. I saw them going to eat. And I warned them, that food must not include anything that increases weight. Okay. Don't worry. Your own is easy. It's near me. I walk. Who is there? Baba, I say, it's pastor. Open the door. Then you will know. That day, you will run to the toilet and come back. If they say you are not in, I will break the door. You are in. You must come out. Chinese are not going to. Don't you see there's COVID? So everything is COVID. Chinese have refused to expand because COVID reduces people. Wedding gown is now becoming a problem in our church. Because we have people who have decided that once they marry, some now are copying them. Our young people, the lie that saw you when you were young and decided, I will want to settle my life with this person, is going to be looking for that thing he saw. Look at the women looking at me. When I catch you people. Some of you don't even know how to walk on high heel again. There are people coming from Unamo. They are expert in high heel. They know how to use high heel to shake their buttocks. Your husband will just go to hell. Say, I shall not send my husband to hell. I didn't hear it. Yeah, so make yourself decent. Be excellent. Excellency is being pleasant to the eyes. A man whose socks is smelling, when you are cutting him, be ready for Okoriangava big time. when you marry, it will smell. It will smell. That smell will not go. Yes. You see that socks? It will ooze. And you are going to be the one smelling it. Yeah. And that time we tell you didn't wash my dressing. If you wash it, it will not smell. You are going to have problem. So if you're smelling and you know you can't handle smell, cut the courtship. That's why it's called courtship. Cut what? Sheep. You cut the sheep. Because if you enter, you don't know where it's sailing to. You will crash. I'm talking now. Men are writing also. We are checking. Before they inform you, and you go and disgrace us there, I will pray against you. Listen to me. It's in the Bible. And I'll show you. 1 Samuel 16, verse 7.
First Samuel 16, verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees.
No.
For man looks at the outward appearance.
Man looks at outward appearance.
But the Lord looks at the heart.
Pleasantness before eating. You know that if you wear this high heel, you will walk like a dog. Why do you wear it? Wear the one that you will still be able to walk the way he saw you that time and still walk nicely. When he's not there, practice back again in your mirror while he is out. Hello? You are not clapping. That's why some of you people who used to wear, I used to be doing like that. Used to wear, you don't wear high heel. You don't wear high heel. You didn't wear high today. You didn't wear high heel. I will beat your mother. It's your mother. No, not you. It's your mother who beat. I'm waiting for you in the car. If you don't wait now, is it when you start delivering children that you wait? That time when you wait, you just hear quah. Be decent. And you the man, you want a woman to marry you. Okay. If you have one room, let it be the best room in town. It doesn't mean you have to put 10,000. No. Neat, nice, organized. The little small speaker is there. Put it there. The little curtain is there. Put it there. The one, even if it's a third hand you bought or the chair, it's fine. Neat. Let it be neat, polished. When the person comes into your house, he sees organized. When my wife came to my house, he said, wow. He confessed to me, he said, wow. You are on top. I was organized. Not the best, but the thing I have there, even if it's not expensive, it must be neat. You can't be what you were not before you marry. You will not be after you marry. It's not possible. You give birth to one small child, then you explode into a caterpillar. The man is going to lose interest. Don't be sanctimonious. The Bible says man looks at what? Outward appearance. Is it not in the Bible? It's God that looks in the heart. Are you a witch? Are you a witch? My sweetheart. I told the woman, I said, sweetheart, did you eat the heart? Sweetheart. I said, it's only witches that eat that too. Sweetheart. Why don't you say darling, not sweetheart too? Because sweetheart means you are eating his heart. That was the last time they used sweetheart. Say, MD, darling, let me warn you. If you want your marriage to last, because I'm seeing some of you here, you see that thing you wear before they propose you? If you scale it down, you are losing that marriage. Hello, whether you are online or I'm talking to you. Some of you, the moment you breastfeed a child, that's the end of bra. No more bra. When you're moving now, the thing makes like this. Then the man sees young people from Yunnan, from where the thing is pointing. I say, oh. Then you come home when you see you. Welcome, darling. You just here too. What? And you want the man to be holy. You are a witch. You want the man to fall. Marriage is not a license to be nasty. It's not a license to be lousy. Excellence is everyday life. What you honor, you respect. What you respect, you preserve. Yes. It goes for both. You come to the house, suddenly, once I enter your house, I will see the underwear on that side. I will see the messer part on the one side of the corner. I will see, you enter the house. Pastor, sorry, we didn't know you are coming. You visit putting the thing on this side. Your house is locked 24 hours. Air doesn't enter. All the gas is just circulating within the and confusing the medulla oblongata. No, those things they look small. They break marriage. I've talked to some men. Sir, he's no longer giving me love. I said, no, what you mean is that she's no longer as she was when you saw her. It's true, Pastor, but I said, but you remember? You also impregnated her. So you don't expect her to be a young girl then. I just use it to cover. But the truth is, it doesn't stop you. There are so many things available for women these days that you can put yourself and still be decent even when you have children. Listen, I'm not saying there are people who are heavy. It's how God made you. Keep what is nice there. Maintain yourself there. The man like you that way. That's how he saw you. And that's what, if you go slimmer, because Angelina is slim, you will lose interest. He doesn't, yeah, he saw you that way and he took you that way and he loves you that way. Yeah, and you saw him. Now, I'm coming to men. That stomach, look at his own. Before they see you, they see your stomach. Your wife is pregnant, you are pregnant. What kind of nonsense is that? Exercise. Look at you. I know that some people are chubby. That's okay. I'm not saying that. You know, you are chubby. It's fine. It's okay. I know that. But when you grow out of proportion, you know yourself. Even to cut, they say, jump. They say, no. You know, yeah. The woman is losing interest. Eh? When you want to be intimate, you say, oh, this heavy load is coming on me again. It's a problem. Ah, you are my wife, come here. Ah, officer, I'll greet you, officer. Marriage should be decent and pleasant. Excellency must not be dropped because you want to marry. And when you are doing courtship, check for it. If you don't like it with your eyes, don't go for it. Did you hear what I said? If you don't like it with your eyes, don't go for it. Your mind will fight you. You will hate that person afterwards. I'm warning you. God says, man looks what? Outwardly. The inward one, I will go to that today because there's no time. How many of you are following us today? How many of you? Can I be honest? I want to be honest. If I enter a house and the woman is and I smell something, I don't know whether I would stay in the house. You know some of African food, oh God bless Africa. They have very pungent. Okay, let me not use bad word, because it's our African food. Africa is best. Nobody says his mother's food is sour, that the mother doesn't know how to cook. You see, but open the window. That's why we have windows. Air freshener. Be excellent. You will see that the man will be running to come home. When he sees you, he will say, thank you, Jesus. You are the owner of my wife. I see some Namibians, when it is going home, in fact, they drive 20. The car will not move. They don't like to go. They don't like to go. When it's in the morning, to go to the office, I thought it was because they want to get on time. It's a lie. They will go there, they will not even get to the office. They just want to be away from that thing. They have a house, but they don't have a home. There's a difference. To have a house, everybody has a house. Even chickens have house. Somewhere where they stay. But to have a home, you have to make it. You have to build your home. It starts with courtship. If you bring somebody who doesn't care, is dirty, is a filthy woman or a filthy man, you will live with it. You can't change. They say you cannot teach an old dog what? But that is for the world. If anyone be in Christ, what? All things are, behold, all things have become new. So that old dog and all that is not in the Bible. We are teachable. We are people who have a new life in Christ. You must live it. So when a man is talking to you, assess the man by the standard of Christ. How do you assess the man? Is it by sending him to marriage committee? No. It doesn't have, marriage committee's job is not that one. They will not. In fact, no man should come to the marriage committee unless there must be a consent that you want to marry. I want to marry so. So I want to marry you. He says he will not marry you. He says he will not marry you. That's what you want marriage to be. No. Make your standard. Be bold to tell the man, I want to see your checkbook, your account. And he will ask you to. Because somebody married somebody and gave the person a passport, his Bob card. And it was by Holy Ghost deliverance that he collected it back. In less than 30 days, the woman has clocked 60,000. She just took the husband's Bob card. Afia. Was just checking everything, collecting everything. That is a wicked woman who does not want to build a home. If you want to live with somebody for all the rest of your life, you will avoid putting the person in debt. Yeah, you are going to live all your life there. So why do you behave as if you are running away? You go to the shops, you just clear everything, put everybody in debt. You are not a woman, you are a destroyer. A wise woman builds the home. It starts with you. If you are a woman now, you can't manage your money. You are not qualified to marry. You have no excellence. Yes. Listen. They'll give you, okay, the man should go and buy the things. Yeah, fine. If you want to send him, I also go and buy. But if you cannot manage your own self, how will you manage your children? How will you manage your house? It's the man that will manage it. You are a failure. It won't work. You need to know how to comport yourself. Start now. Learn how to manage that money. Learn how to make a home. Think about building, not quick marriage, quick wedding, and then after that you discover that, hey, there's a problem. That's what we're having in our church now. Some people are in that trouble now. We need to go back to the drawing board. A man is proposing you, I'm not good to choose for you. You will do the choosing yourself. The job of the marriage committee is to check that person out. And we know you. We also check you out and tell the person who you are. But two of you must disclose. We have rules how you should meet. We have rules how you should pray. You come, the man can't construct a prayer. You are praying and you want to go ahead. Why? Because you are tired of waiting. You will marry, you know what they call Ahab. Every Jezebel in our women die by fire. I said die by fire. I said die by fire. I said da 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 da. In the name of Jesus. When you start manipulating your husband, manipulating the family, you go and take money where you should not take. You have children when you should not have. All those things is a sign of a destroyer. You know 2 is enough for you based on your income, your resources. You go and have 10, you go and have 4, you go and have 6. If you can handle 6, wonderful. If you can handle 10, wonderful. Children are beautiful. I love them. But if you know you cannot, you've just destroyed a soul. That child is going to suffer. And that man will be bitter. Some of them won't forgive you. Am I communicating with somebody? So today, stop giving excuses. Go and find out. We shall be taking lessons here and there. Go and find out. Some of our women, you don't even know how to cook. Or katete self, you can't cook. I will cook it better than you. Don't look at me that way. We have kitchen, no? I will command kitchen now. Some of you, some of you, it's only spaghetti. The man will eat spaghetti until his poop will become spaghetti. No. Variety. Learn it. Check it up. See how they do it. Show interest. Be ready. Be prepared. In season, out of season. So that when God sends somebody to you, let me tell you, when you are not ready, God will not send somebody to you. Why? The person is sending to you is also his son or his daughter. He wants the person to suffer? No. He loves him too. He loves her too. As long as you are not ready, heaven will be waiting for you. Organize yourself. Men, tell yourself, organize yourself. Oh yeah, tell somebody. Stand up, go to somebody. Say, organize yourself. Stand up, men. Jacob, sit down. You are married. Hold it. Look at them. You are sitting there. Oh yeah, go to that side. This side, go to this side. That side, go to. Oh yeah. Organize yourself. Say, call the name of the person. Say, Paulus, organize yourself. Jacob, what does it mean to organize yourself? Oh yeah, you're married. Talk. Can you come? Sit down. Talk. If you talk nonsense, I will tell your wife not to give you food tonight. Talk. What is organized? What do you say organize?
Organizing yourself is to be a man, and you're supposed to be the person that your wife will look up to as the prophet of the house. And you should be able to organize yourself so that your children will be able to emulate that organization in you.
Yeah. Organize. Okay, he's using the word generally, but he's saying sense, which is true. But it means check your money, check your character, check your neatness, check your value, check your honor. Be ready that you know who you are. Then you can step out to look for somebody who is compatible. You have to be you. Must organize yourself first. Then you can look for. Now you don't know yourself. You want to go and marry somebody who doesn't know herself? So you have a house where nobody knows themselves. Now you have children. Mommy, Daddy, finish. Have you eaten? Finish. I take some bread. Oh, you make too much now. You eat too much. Your child will watch the same film with you, listen to the same news with you. He's sitting there when you are talking to Monica. You know, I was talking with that man. If you see how he was eyeing me, the whole thing, his own manhood was just standing, and he would just call it. The child is listening there. You are keeping quiet. You have finished that child. You are a destroyer. Why? Because you did not organize yourself. You are no standard. Your child is not your friend. Hey, what did I say? Your child is not your friend. You make your child your friend, you ruin that child. That's the biggest problem with all of you. You want your child to be a friend so that your child will not will reject you, this and that. No. You are the mentor of your child. You are the mother, the parent of your child. You are the pace setter for your child. You are the road map creator for your child. Yes.
Sorry, Pastor. I just wanted to ask a question. Some men, because we've seen it a lot in this church, they think they are organized, but it's that their deficiency is so much that they don't know that they are deficient.
Oh, yeah.
So where do they start from?
Now, the problem is that the person has to come back down from that pillar where he is. That's why we talked about humility and pride. You are proud. When you know nothing, but you believe you know everything, that is the ultimate of pride. You will never learn. Proud people don't learn. They believe they know it all. If you are going to marry a woman and you say you know it all, you are a husband soldier. Because if you go and say, no, you got to, not that time. You got to no, even if it is wrong, it is yes, because you said so. You are not free to marry. That woman is going to either commit suicide or one day she will start crying in the house. She will just sit there and break down, and you will not see it. You will not see that your wife is being crushed by your Arrogance. You must learn. You are not an island. That's why in courtship you must check those things out. Compatibility is very important. If you cannot have a conversation with your wife, you feel you are inferior. No, I don't. When it comes to the house, you see, when I go to the house with her, there's nothing like that. We talk. You see my son, he's a pastor. Yeah, he's a pastor. Yeah, when we talk. I mean, we talk. We talk. When they want to come, they come. We talk. We argue the thing, iron it. If they win, they win. If they have a better argument, they win. What should I don't have all the information. No, I don't claim to, and I will never claim. Most of our men here, once you see, the problem is you want to marry somebody. Why do you want to marry somebody who you saw manifesting? When you know you are going to use it against her. Yeah. Why? Don't marry the person. Go for somebody else who does not manifest. So the devil into two of you are all stand.
I have another point to make, but my own is on the women's side. I'm a mother. I have seen all the ladies when they come in and as they grow, as they mature. But one thing I have noticed about all of them, it does not matter whether it's educated or it's not educated. They don't know who they are. That's why when a man comes, even when the man is coming inappropriately to them, they do not know because they don't know who they are. So the man goes on thinking that he's doing the right thing. But the woman, our job is to guide the men. Put a line. You cannot draw this line when you are talking to me. Don't talk to me like this. No, I'm born again. I cannot talk like that to him. That is a sign of somebody who doesn't know who she is. Because when a line is crossed, you know that this man, whether you are born again or you're not born again, it has nothing to do with born again. It is me. What do I want? You have no right to talk to me in that manner. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, the person is touching you on the
a man who touches you when he's
what
talking.
What is that?
Walk
yeah,
away.
Just making,
he has no regard for you.
No, I couldn't say anything because I'm born again. No, born again is not cowardice. You have to set the boundary. But the women, we sit there, allow the man to do what he wants, and the man goes on thinking that that is the right way to approach a woman. That is what I see.
Did you hear that? Now, is exactly what I'm talking about. You need to know yourself. Organize yourself. I said, what does it mean? Organize yourself means you know who you are. You know your value. Hey, if you think that born again means you should lick people's buttocks, it's not in the Bible. When they arrested Paul, and they wrongly arrested him and Silas, and they put them in that jail, remember? Paul and Silas, and they prayed. And when they came to release them in the morning, Paul said, I'm not going anywhere. They arrested a Roman citizen. It's against the law. They said, go and bring them here to come and release me themselves. Paul himself, Apostle Paul, the magistrate, all the officials have to run when they heard he's a Roman citizen. They know it's against the law. You do not touch a Roman citizen. It's against the law. That's why it's very costly to be a Roman citizen in those days. But they came, they begged him, and the Bible says, and they pleaded with him. Before he left there and went to the house of Lydia. Is it not in the Bible? So he was arrogant for insisting that you come? No. This is why you allow agents of darkness, occult people to rule everywhere. Because, Christians are so cowardly. You don't know when to stand for what you need to stand. Now, that's why you don't see a Christian, a pure Christian, a reborn again person in any important place in society, even in Namibia here. They are all hiding. Somebody in the police told a man who was being corrupt, a colleague, today, and said, no, that's not how to do it. The others, when the man left, the other said, it's at least let somebody. It's good that somebody is stopping this man, but they are all there. And the man issued a threat to her. Say, I will you talk to me, I will ruin your life. A police talking to a police. He has made a mistake. In fact, his life is ruined now. You need to know who you are. This is where we have problem. Okay, let me just throw a secret, and the men know I'm saying the truth. A man will assess you when he sees you. He knows whether he can put you down, or whether you will be too much for him. It's natural. It's inside. Amen. Am I talking the truth? Or some of you don't know who you are, so I will not talk to you. If you know who you are, you will see. He knows. He knows that this person I can handle. This person I can control. He knows. In first sight, he knows. It's inbuilt in man. A full man. A correct man. So when he's approaching you, he has already decided he knows how to get you. When you're making go away, he will come near because he knows you don't have value. Get away, I'm born again. I'm born again. Don't bother. He has seen that you are empty. But when he's approaching a person who knows her value, he has to brush his teeth, wear his best shirt, brush up his manners, and be looking for an opportunity. Am I talking men? Yeah, a real man. Yes, organize. You want to? He doesn't even know. He will see. He will stammer. A real man, when it comes to a real woman, he will stammer. He will. I did. Why are you looking at me that way? I also did. You stammer. Why? You are meeting somebody you know that this person is not empty. That's why, you see, you will never marry somebody who is not. Okay, let me put it in a way that won't look offensive. If you are empty and you want to marry a person who is full, as a man, be ready to be a slave. He has seen your emptiness. He's going to enslave you. One day, he knows who you are. He can play you like a card. That's how most of you got pregnant. It's also lack of value. Why is it that your own witchcraft that they did to you does not expire? Which is, charms expire. Your own doesn't. Because your character enforces it. Now, it's no longer living by the original rituals. You are not the ritual that makes it to exist. Why? Because your character is nourishing it, giving it all the food it wants, because you're empty. So a man coming to you will know you are empty. He will sleep with you. He will have sex with you. It's just a matter of time. If you receive first day, you say, I will get this one. I will get this one. You come back. Get a flower, fake flower. He just took it or even borrowed it. I brought a flower for you. Christina will just melt. Oh, flower. My address is, I live on number 2222. I am, if I catch you, you start giving them your address. When the man is leaving, he will just make like this. He has gotten you. Finish. He knows. He will go home and go and prepare himself to sleep with you nicely. And some of you will tell you, I'm a virgin. He say, yeah. He will call his friend, I got a virgin. He's going to disvirgin you. A woman is the house. A man is a visitor. Did you hear what I said? A woman makes the home. It's in the Bible. Is it not so? If you don't make a home, the man can never make that home. So You have to learn more. You have, yes. You see, why are we doing this? Most of you are delaying yourself. God has answered your prayer, but you are not ready. Some of you are in marriage, you are suffering because there is a problem already. There was a mismatch. Now you need to learn so that you can change the status quo and put things right. You can change it. You, only you can change it. Take your Bible. We need to close. I just give you this one. Songs of Songs, or Songs of Solomon. Chapter 2, verse 3 to 7.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, 3 to 7. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down under its shadow with great delight, and its fruit was sweet to my taste. It brought me to the banqueting house, and its banner over me was love. Stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand doth embrace me. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that ye stir not up, nor awake my love, till he please.
Read another version. This one, he didn't read it well.
New King James.
He didn't read it well.
Like an apple.
Read like a poem. He's reading it like a pastor.
New Living Translation. Like the finest apple tree in the orchard is my lover among other young men. I sit in his delightful shade and taste his delicious fruit. He escorts me to the banquet hall.
He escorts me to where? To the banquet hall. Who is escorting who? The woman? Now, but here, you escort the man. Something happened in our church some time ago. Women started proposing the man. The man came here and lied that he has a contract of 430 million. Women in our church started inviting him for dinner, for outing. Yeah.
He escorts me to the banquet hall. It's obvious how much he loves me. Strengthen me with raisin cakes. Refresh me with apples, for I am weak with love. His left arm is under my head, and his right arm embraces me. Promise me, O children, O women of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and the wild deer, not to awaken love until the time is right.
Not to do what? Okay, read New King James. You have it.
New King James, verse 3.
3.
Like an apple tree among the trees of the woods, so is my beloved among the sons.
Did you hear how he described the beloved? He knows. You could see. They are not married. They are courting. You could assess. And then he was watching. Even as he held him, as he led him to the banquet hall, he was watching. He was assessing the value the partner to be was attaching to her. Or you didn't see it there. Yeah, you must assess the value that a man attaches to you. That value you didn't get during courtship, you will never get in marriage. You won't. You can't. If the man abandons you in courtship and breaks, it doesn't meet appointments, he will do worse when you marry. So you will cut it off there and then. You are better off waiting than getting into a marriage that will be hell on earth. You shall not be there in Jesus' name.
I sat down in his shade with great delight.
In his what? Shade. So he prepared a shade. He has a banquet hall. He prepared a shade. So the man is a man of means. He is organized. He has resources. He is able to marry that woman. Yes, because he has something. It's not that you have 200, 100,000, 200,000. No. Listen, money in the bank. I did finance. So money in the bank is wasteful unless it's commissioned to something. A money that is in the bank that is not invested has no future value. Or if it has at all, it's very limited. Yeah. The future value of money is in what it can accrue over a time. Isn't that so? I still remember my account. Remember? So now, if you don't have, see, when you're talking value, we're talking what will you be by tomorrow? What is your value in the eyes of that man by tomorrow? If you don't see, you will know. You will know the way he treats you. When a man is flirting with you to have sex with you, a woman is gifted to know. Am I lying? You will know instantly. Am I? If you know I'm not lying, raise your hand up. Yeah, it's easy. So we don't have to teach you that. God gave it to you. Now, if the man start playing the other way around, you know that this man has no value for me. He just wants my underwear. You walk away. Or you put a stop and put him to order. You can. You give somebody a chance. He refuses. He doesn't. You cut off. When a man starts giving you shirt, underwear, buying you things, you say it's love. That's not love. Because the day you say, I don't like your character, I'm going, you use hammer and bludgeon your head. He's going to kill you because he bought you things. Am I communicating? Yeah, so a child of God doesn't do that. In any case, you are looking for somebody who will build a life with, not somebody you are going to extort and exploit. Or am I talking to somebody? Yeah, you look for this person who has value, not today's value, future value over you. How does this person see me? How does he feel when he calls me? She's expressing how Solomon was with her, how he sees her, how he values her, things that he prepared. And she's saying, with all these things, no, he loves me. Not because of the way he looks, not because of the money, but the things, the little things. He held me this way. He didn't touch me in my buttocks. A man wants to hold you. When he sees his friend, you put his hand on your buttocks. And you don't say anything. You are a prostitute. I'm sorry, you are a trash. He has no value for you. Put his hand on you. Even my wife, I will not do that in the public. It's disrespectful. Hello? No. She has to have dignity. Check the way the man talks to you. His temperament. Is it consistent? Is it fluctuating? His stories, do they add up? Is there junctions where he missed and he can't connect? You just keep quiet. Be observing it. Don't be confrontational. When you sit down, you begin to check these stories. They are not adding up. You go back to God, say, Lord, who is this person? He will not deny you. He will tell you who. I need to stop. Time is gone. Read. Finish.
And his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love.
Yeah.
Sustain me with cakes of raisins. Refresh me with apples, for I am lovesick.
I am love sick. The woman became love sick. Why? He saw, assessed, understood, based on her values, that this person has value for me. she became lovesick.
His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me.
You hear that? His left hand is where? Under my head, not on my buttocks.
I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and by the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases.
Until what? It pleases. It didn't say until you are excited. It didn't say until you feel like having sex. No, until it pleases you to have a life with this person. Don't start love. Cut it off. Listen, people are dying out there. Yes, women, blood joint. You are now with the man. In Namibia here, most of the men believe that once you say yes, they own you. You become their property. They forget that you were born by a mother who carried you 9 months, and you went to school, and you have a life. When they want to kill you, they kill cold, and nobody talks about it. It's normal. He says he's just having issues with his boyfriend. Finish. They go away. Even when it comes in the newspaper, it just nobody talks about it. It's not. It doesn't break anything. It's just mentioned, and then you will not hear it anymore. Just crime reporters will write it. Finish. Is that how you want to end? No. That the person is in the church does not mean he is perfect. You must check the church. Some of these men, Pastor mentioned, you think you have organized. You are not organized. You are arrogant. You are proud. You must come down from your high hill so you can learn. The Bible says, he who thinks he stands, beware, lest he falls. A word is sufficient for the wise. Am I talking to somebody? I'm going to stop here because we have some curfews to observe. But I have drummed the point I want to drum today. Stop excuse. Take the bull by the horn. Get to know. And when somebody wants to marry you, don't rush. Get to know this person. Even if you are desperate to marry, hide it. Put dignity to yourself. But before you do that, prepare yourself. Because a man can come, a woman can come. Prepare yourself. A woman will not come, sorry. Hallelujah. Prepare yourself so you are ready. But in any case, if you approach a woman, she has come. She's going to assess you. She's listening to what you are saying. She's going to watch you. She's going to see what stuff you are made of. Are you a liar? You hide secrets? What is it? What is that? And he begins to assess you. You don't know what. She's just sorry. I don't want to continue with this. And that's it. You may be this person you should have married, but you are wrong. You are not prepared. You are a misfit. He walk away. May the person God chose for you not walk away from you. In the name of Jesus. Rise up. If you are here, you have not given your life to Jesus, we want to let you receive Christ. Time is gone. If you are there, run to this front, receive Christ. If you are out there, receive Christ. Repeat after me. Say, Father, thank you for Jesus. Thank you for saving my soul. Lord Jesus, I confess all my sins. Wash me with your blood. Make me whole. I am now born again. In Jesus' name we pray. And the church say, hallelujah. I want you to, please, those of them that are online, just look at there. You see the books that are there. They will help you. You that are here, I need you to pray. You online also pray. Say one prayer. One prayer. Every evil pattern of marriage in my bloodline,